Cooper. Joining me today is accomplished Canadian TV, film, and voiceover actor Alex Zahara. Alex has also an impressive theater background. He has over 170 credits on his IMDb. He has been in the industry for over 30 years, and I'm so excited to talk with him today about his latest role as playing Uncle Howard Campbell in the film Final Destination, Bloodlines. Welcome and congratulations on your role,
Thank you so
Alex.
much, Christine. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
So,
fun. It's a
yeah.
good film. It's a really good film. So, and it opened and I think it's got like a 93 or 97% score on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Like, wow, it's
Oh
crazy.
my goodness. And it's actually hit so many, like it's a really becoming such a popular film. And
Mhm.
so what attracted you to the role, Alex?
Work.
That's, that's a lot.
We're us Canadian actors, like we don't have a lot of choice most of the time. So when you audition, you hope you get your job and do your best. You throw your hat in the ring, and so you can pay your bills and pay your mortgage and that sort of thing. And yeah, it was a good role though. And that was the other thing too, that it was very, in some respects, very reflective of my own life because we all come from functional or dysfunctional families, and mine is functional, dysfunctional, dysfunctional, a little more than functional. And that's Howard's family, like his background with his mom, and because she tried to keep us all safe from death, and it was just crazy, crazy, and so yeah, there was a lot of me reflected in this role, and because Howard tries to keep everything light for the family, and he has a great house with his wife, played by April Telek. We played husband and wife a couple times, and just try to keep it positive for the kids and keep everything happy, and because you look at our backyard in the trailer, we've got a trampoline, giant Jenga, a bar, a
Yes.
big barbecue pit. So yeah, and I try to keep that. I'm in my friend's house here right now, and we're a group of friends, and we call ourselves the Urban Tribe. And we've been friends together for like 25 to 30 years. We go on vacations together. We, celebrate birthdays all the time, do things social. We used to mountain bike like crazy. So that's my side of Howard too, is being very social, So
Mhm. Well, I understand it's ranked second most horror film
yeah,
trailer rather, right? Is that
yeah,
correct? It's
yeah.
like,
It did 178 million views in 2 days.
oh, must
So
be.
yeah, it's the second highest ranked viewed horror trailer of, I'd say, all time, but in the sense of when we started recording it with the internets.
Yeah, and so you liked everything about the film, like from the
Oh
script,
yeah,
the cast,
totally.
the
The crew,
cinematography.
everybody. No, it was a really good film. Like that's the thing, a good film, and I think that's why there's a legacy with the franchises. Yes, of course they made money, right? But on top of that, there was something very appealing about it in our society. We were all kind of fascinated with death because let's face it, we all have a little, we have a little expiration date and time is ticking. So, you know, uh, living with the constant unknown, and I think that's the thing. It's living with the constant unknown and the fear of what's going to happen. It kind of watching up on screen, vicariously watching, people get their tickets punched, as it were. It kind of, I think it's a cathartic experience, and it allows us to be a little more relaxed about the fact that, okay, we're all going to pass it sometime. It's no big deal, but let's watch this and have some fun.
Yeah, so it's really, I mean, you don't want to say any spoilers, right? You want people to, but
Well, I could talk about stuff that was like in the trailer. It's pretty
yes,
obvious that Uncle Howard, good old Uncle Howard, doesn't make it.
I know the lawnmower, right? Is it?
A lawnmower.
Yes.
Yeah.
But tell us, like, where was it filmed?
It was
This,
all, yeah, sure. It was all over the Lower Mainland, like all
oh,
over. I'm
nice.
not sure all the exact locations, but the house, like our family house, is in Surrey.
Hmm.
The interior and the exterior, same house. We filmed the funeral scenes at like there's a cemetery around 33rd and Fraser there. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's we filmed that there, and then what else? I mean, but you look at different spots, and I'm sure that they shot out in the GVRD, like for the mom's, like there's where the mom's house is, where our mom's house is, and and they shot at the Bridge Studios and did a lot of reshoots at the Bridge. We did rehearsals at the Bridge Studios, which is like, you know,
Nice.
uh, around between like Grandview and Broadway on Boundary, so on Still
Yeah,
Creek. So yeah,
that's great. And
yeah.
what has the feedback been like so far?
Oh, huge. Like
Nice.
we went to the even at the they had an advanced screening here in Vancouver. Oh God, a couple weeks ago now. Pardon me, it's the morning. I'm yawning.
That's okay.
Sorry. So we'll cut that out. So reaction's been really good so far. They had an advanced screening a few weeks ago here at in Vancouver, and the audience response was incredible. Even before like going in, people were asking, "Would you mind signing my autograph?" and this and that. And love Final Destination. They've been part of my whole life. I love these movies. I'm like, oh, okay. So and then just the crowd, the natural crowd response in the movie, like, everybody's like ah or oh or ha ha ha, like it's just you're laughing, you're crying, you're covering your eyes, and afterwards, I mean, the people just outright applauded, and some even stood up because this is the first time the franchise has had a movie in 14 years, and it's basically revamping the franchise and tying them all together. That's the one thing that's beautiful about this is it really ties it all together, you know.
Yes.
That's
And
the term bloodlines,
yes.
you know.
Yes, because I mean, I've watched, you said earlier it's a franchise, but it's so exciting and, congratulations again. But I understand you've been killed in scenes over 40 times. Is that
Yeah.
right? Is that,
This was my 40th death on film. Yeah.
wow.
I laugh because I worked on well I do they have noon hour read-throughs, of scripts and stuff, and I get hired a lot to go in and even just do the read-throughs because I'm a really good cold reader. I can do a lot of accent work and voices and stuff. So I was working on Snowpiercer and with Sean Bean, and during the break or whatever, I just said, "Hey Sean, talk to you for a sec." He goes, "Yeah, sure." I said, "Listen, man, I got to tell you, I've got you beat." And he goes, "What do you mean?" So you've died like what, 20, 23 times or whatever. He goes, "Yeah, yeah." I was at 35 or 38 at that point, and he like, "Get out of here." So we had a really good laugh over that, and bonded a bit and talked about that because he's made his fame is that he's been killed, like famously as Ned Stark. Spoiler alert, people, Game of Thrones, get his head
Yes.
lopped off, but yeah, it's pretty funny. But check it out. So I've been shot a million times, stabbed, nuked. I've been nuclear exploded myself on Stargate. My men and I are pretty much incinerated. I've had smallpox. Let's see. I got eaten by these weird wood. I was a little demon character, and I got taken away, eaten off camera, but eaten by wood gnomes or elves or whatever. Uh, what else? Oh yeah, and one of my more favorite ones is in the movie Open Range. I shoot Kevin Costner in the leg in the big gunfight, and then Robert Duvall blows me away with a double barrel shotgun, and I did the stunt where I did the whole backflip. I was rigged up in the whole 9 yards. It was awesome.
Yeah. So you've
But
been
this one's been the favorite, like lawnmower to the face. And shout out to the great team at Masters FX and my buddy Todd Masters and everybody works at Masters, Mike and Holland, and I've worked with these guys for like 25 years or more. Uh, and sorry, the names are escaping me, but the ladies who work there that scan my face,
Mhm.
the realistic, I mean, literally, my beard's about the same length as when I did the movie. Hair's a lot shorter, but I look like me. Like it just completely looks like me. So anyway, all these elements came together, but that was my favorite death because the lawnmower, and then so I'm underneath the lawnmower and they have foam rubber inside, right? And so when it comes down, I'm like, and try not to get your nose right in the center, just turn slightly. But then they had the top was a compressor thing filled with like blood and bits of fake guts and meat, and they just blew it out the side. So anyway, it was a lot of fun.
You have an impressive background. You've been in so many roles with, like, for example, Eric McCormick, and you've been Once Upon a Time. You've been, like you mentioned earlier, the famous, well-known actors, A-listers, but you also have a very impressive background, to say in my introduction. You have theater, which I think is really amazing. Like, do you think having such a theater background helps you in the TV, film, and voiceover work?
Oh, for sure. Because,
Mhm.
I mean, the more training you have, like, the better you're going to be at your job, one would imagine, or your career. And, I mean, in total, when you look at it, I've got 7 years of post-secondary education. you know, in general, 7 years, but specifically relating to acting, you know, well, 3 years of the acting program, but I did a general first year at University at UBC. I did my degree just literally over there, very close to UBC, University of British Columbia. So I did a general first year because I took a gap year and moved around and did this and worked and stuff. And so I basically started over again. So I had a couple of years of college, university prior to that. Came back, did a general first year, then got accepted into the acting program. After my audition, I got accepted in the film program after, you know, submitting my materials and doing the first year, and I was offered a position in the technical theater program based on the work I did that year in my tech theater program. So it was like I'm a triple threat, yo.
Wow, it's wonderful. You know, you've taught too, right? So you have um, such an incredible background. And you know, so Alex, tell our audience what is next for you? Like, what are you working on that you can share?
Okay, well, real quick, I'll just finish the other thing with you
Mhm.
asked, I mean, I was giving the background, but is the
Yes.
theater important? Yes, it's super important because it provided me the base work. It's like a foundation of a house, or like Anthony Hopkins said it. He says, I'm a journeyman actor. I've got a big tool case and I could build my house, my character's house. And that's exactly how I've looked at it my whole life. And there's the goosebumps of excitement to prove it.
Oh,
There you go.
wow.
I still get goosebumps after all these years. But in all seriousness, it provided me with the tools and ability to function in any work environment, whether it's film, television, theater, voiceover, etc., to listen, to collaborate, to become a partner in creating something. And real quick, that's what we did on the set here. Like Adam and Zach, the directors, are like two halves of the same brain, right? And they bridge that gap and they give the best advice possible to the actors, the crew. They say what's needed to get the job done, to communicate. And, you know, that's the whole thing is being a good communicator. And I think that's what it taught me to do is all through university and whatnot. But because I know I've taught a fair bit too, excuse me, I was a swim coach for years and a swimming teacher. I taught lessons from the time I was 15 till I was 30 and coached and you know and you have to take lessons and how to become a teacher. And I became a teacher of teachers for swimming. So I think that's the thing is learning effective communication and then you know that's what works in film is being effective communicators. Because when you get together like that, it's a very short time to do a lot of work. And sometimes with the you know TV movies we do here, it's 10 or 12 pages in a day. Feature films will sometimes do 2 to 4 pages in a day.
Oh my
So
goodness.
yeah.
What an opener.
But
That,
what's yes, okay, so there's that. Well, what's next for me? Well, I have a recurring part in School Spirits. It's a Paramount Plus show about a young woman played by Peyton List from Cobra Kai and other shows. And the storyline, plot line to that is like her character is killed somehow, maybe killed, maybe not, in her high school. And her ghost or her spirit is left to roam the high school to figure out what happened. She could never leave the bounds of the high school. And then she encounters all these other ghosts of children, kids that died in the high school or died at high school age, and they're trapped at the school until they quote unquote move on. And it's coming up to its third season. It's been very popular on Paramount Plus. Big audience response there. And I play Principal Hartman. I play the principal. He's a little bit of a Ned Flanders character because they got this massive mustache they asked me to grow every year, and I'm like, oh come on, you know, because I look like a cop or somebody should be in jail. That's the two things, you know what I mean? And it's a lot of fun though. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, they let my character go and improv a lot because like they'll have me making a speech to the school, the assembly, and then they cut to the main characters, right? Having a talk while the principal talks. But the principal still has to talk. But you know, they just haven't written reams of dialogue for me. They just let me go and improv, which is always nice. And I know I'm talking a lot, but forgive me. Quick
no.
story here, quick anecdote. So I worked with Henry Winkler, the Fonz,
Yeah.
like early on in my career, like 98, 99, 2000, somewhere in there. He hung me on an episode of The Dead Man's Gun, which was a anthology Western, like sort of like an Outer Limits Western that he produced, where a cursed gun goes through the West and whoever takes it has trouble befall them. Anyhow, so we did this together, and his son was there, about 10 years old. Well, skip ahead 30, well, sorry, 20 to 30 years or whatever it was. And his son, Max Winkler, directed the pilot episode of School Spirits.
Wow. That
I
is
know. And
amazing.
I told him that story and his face dropped. He goes, I remember that, like, because I was getting hung. My character was getting hung, right? So it was pretty memorable. So anyway, and Max is amazing. And he just said, Alex, you're great. If you can do some improv for us, just go for it, whatever. And so while they're talking, you think I'm talking like a principal should talk, and you know, blah blah blah. So I think I wrote like a not I didn't write it. I just came up with it, right? Like probably was a page long dialogue. Who knows? But it's a lot of fun.
Wow. And that's, so there's that and anything, other projects, Alex?
Well, to be quite frank, it's been a little quiet because
Yes.
after the strikes that happened, and then a lot of production got moved overseas, and so a lot of stuff shooting in Ireland, Eastern Europe, New Zealand, and etc. But there's just not a lot going on right now, and so
Yes.
it's been pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I did a voiceover this crazy new show for Adult Swim, cartoon channel Adult Swim, and it's called Breaking Bear.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's been in the works for years, but they're finally getting it going. And I I can't say too much about it, but it's about two, three bears that their cave, their area, their land is going to be taken over by like some big oil conglomerate, like they're doing fracking or whatever. And in order to save their land and buy their land back, they decide, well, what's the best way? We got to become, like Breaking Bad and make meth or whatever. And so it's so silly because they have like bears interacting with real people, and let me tell you, it's singularly one of the funniest, most outrageous, insane, whoa, like pushing the envelope scripts I've ever been a part of. And I did 3 episodes, but I can't tell you what I did until it comes out. But it was,
Great.
put it this way, it was the funniest and harshest thing I've ever read in my life.
Well, stay tuned, right?
Oh yeah,
Thank
tuned.
you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Alex. And for people who want to see the movie, get in touch with you, where
Sure.
can you go? Like,
Um, well, seeing the movie, it opens worldwide. I think today, but it's already opened in the Philippines and other countries. I had a friend, funny enough, this morning, sent me a picture of her ticket. She's going to see it right now while she's in the theater. Well,
wow.
she's probably out of the theater now. And then I had an old Stargate fan because I did Stargate for years. Me and a buddy, Dion Johnson, played their heavy prosthetic makeup lizard people aliens for 10 years. One episode a season normally. Another Stargate fan wrote today, I just saw the movie. Right on. But yeah, so it opens worldwide today, I think in 3,000 cinemas in IMAX. It's a huge release. But yeah, so they can check it out, your local cinema. It's going to be playing there. And what else? You said, yeah, check that out and see the movie. And what else did you say? Sorry?
Yes. Oh, if people want to follow you,
Oh, follow
where
me.
can we go?
I,
Please.
I admit I'm a bit of a Luddite. For those who don't
It's
know,
okay.
Luddite means a person that doesn't do this sort of stuff very well.
Yeah.
My wife kind of does Facebook for us and stuff, Shannon. She's without her, I'd be lost. But no, you can go to like I'm on Facebook. On Instagram, alex.zahara, and you'll come see me. I don't really do TikTok, but my wife's trying to get me going with that. But if you look at my wife too, she'll kill me for saying this, but if you look up Shannon, Shannon Zahara, you'll find her and then communicate through me or whatever. But I also have a website, alexzahara.com. You can go see that. But yeah, send me a message on the good old Facebooks and Instagram, whatever, and we'll communicate.
Yes. Alex, I so enjoyed our conversation and thank you so much. It was a lot of
Pleasure.
fun and I would like to invite you back
Sure.
on the
Anytime. Just
program.
you've got my info. Give me a shout. You have my number.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thanks, Christine. It was fun.
Yeah.
Bye. I
Bye.
like your bookshelf, by the way.
Oh, thank you.